This little application uses a REST service. It's actually a Node REST service. You can see the server name and the endpoint here. Basically, it's two parts of the server name. And this basically refers to this REST service that returns information about employees. Specifically, 2 employees are going to be returned from this endpoint. So we have this over here, and then we're using it in an application over here. Okay, and you can see the 2 employees over here. So now let's modify here the title. Let's call it employees. Okay. And we're going to then send those changes to the server. Okay, so I'm going to do here a push to Git, changed title and URL. Push to Git. So this basically takes the code and pushes it into our Git repository in Developer Cloud Service. So here we are in Developer Cloud Service. You can see that there are 2 builds that have been scheduled right now as a result of this change they did over here. So let's go over and look at those builds. So the first build basically just takes the code from our Git repository and then uses the npm install and the grunt command to stage this instance of the application as it is provided for us from the Git repository. The second build, this is this one, okay? This one does one extra step. It uses the same Git repository, but in the extra step, it does an sed Linux command to switch the names of the servers from one server over here to another server. It also switches, by the way, the extension of the URL to the service. So it's 2 different users, in this case in ORDs. And both of those things are done on our service JSON file that contains the information about our service. So if we look at our Git repository over here, you would see we have the services directory and there's one service here with one service JSON. And you can see this is the information we put in originally in our application, the server that starts with L. And our build jobs are actually, one of them is going to change that endpoint. So let's look at the resulting application. So over here, this is the previous run of the application. Let's refresh it. This is our stage version of the application. You can see now it's the right title and we get 2 employees. This is our development instance and it's getting the data from our development database. Now let's switch over to the VBCS instance that has our production in application. We'll do a refresh here. And you can see again the right title, but we're getting a different set of data coming from another database. This is again a different one, but same application was staged over here, just pointing to a different server.